Have you ever felt different? Not better than anyone, just different. As if you were walking through this world with a silent knowing deep inside your chest that you didn't quite belong here, that your life held a purpose far beyond what others could see or understand. If that resonates with you, you might be one of the chosen ones. Now, I don't say that lightly. Not everyone is ready to hear it. In fact, many spend their entire lives trying to blend in when they were never meant to. But those who are chosen by God, they are set apart from birth. Often, even before birth, they carry marks, invisible to the naked eye, but deeply known by the soul. And once you start to recognize these signs, once you begin to realize what's been happening all along, you'll never look at your life the same way again. So today, I want to share with you the 7 unmistakable marks of the chosen ones. Listen closely, because the final one, it will change the way you see everything. Mark 1. Toxic people distance themselves from you. You've felt it. People leaving, walking away. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's dramatic, but somehow, the people who weren't meant to stay, they just couldn't. You may have wondered, is it me? Am I the problem? But no, it's not you. It's what you carry. The light within you, the presence of God that surrounds your spirit, makes those walking in darkness uncomfortable. You don't even have to speak a word. Your silence says enough. Your peace is too loud for those who thrive in chaos. Jesus himself experienced this. The religious leaders of his time didn't hate him because of what he did, but because of what he revealed. His light exposed their shadows, and so does yours. Don't grieve when toxic people fall away. That isn't rejection, it's protection. God is clearing the way, and those who cannot honor your calling were never meant to walk beside you. Mark 2. You feel and perceive things others don't. You know what I mean. That strange sense, that inner knowing. You walk into a room and feel the atmosphere shift before anyone else says a word. You meet someone, and instantly, something feels off. This isn't just intuition, it's discernment, and it's one of the most powerful gifts the chosen carry. Joseph had it. As a young man, he saw dreams, visions of his future. But when he shared them, he was mocked, hated, betrayed. Sometimes, when you see what others can't, it feels like a curse. But it's not. It's confirmation. God gave you eyes to see what others overlook, and that means you'll often be misunderstood. But don't let that discourage you. Even if no one listens, even if you stand alone, remember, the path of the chosen is narrow, but it is sacred. Mark 3. You attract conflict without seeking it. Ever wonder why you seem to stir up reactions without even trying? You're not provoking anything. You're just being you. But suddenly, people feel threatened, irritated, unsettled. It's not personal. It's spiritual. The truth you carry challenges the lies they've learned to live with. And some people would rather protect their illusion than face the light you bring. Daniel lived this. He was faithful, honest, blameless, and yet he was thrown to the lions for it. Why? Because integrity is a threat to corruption. So when conflict arises, pause. Don't shrink. Don't retaliate. Just stay grounded in who you are. Let God fight the battles you were never meant to carry. Because when He vindicates you, no one can deny it. Mark 4. You've never fully fit in from childhood. Maybe you sensed it. A feeling of otherness. Like you were always adjacent. Close but not quite connected. In groups, but never of them. Like an outsider, in a world that didn't speak your language. That's not by accident. That's a sign. Chosen ones often feel like strangers because their spirit remembers something deeper. Philippians 3:20 says, "Our citizenship is in heaven." Your soul is homesick not for a place on earth, but for the divine origin it came from. Even Moses, raised as a prince in Egypt, never felt at home there, because God was preparing him for something far greater. So if you felt like you didn't belong, good. That's because your identity isn't tied to this world. It's tied to your Creator. Mark 5. Children and animals react to you differently. Pay attention. When a child gazes into your eyes with awe, when a baby smiles at you for no reason, when an animal approaches you with calmness instead of fear, something deeper is happening. Children and animals perceive the unseen. They feel the vibration of truth. They're not looking at your status or your words. They're feeling your spirit. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Why did children love him so much? Because they recognize the purity of his heart. In the same way, the chosen often carry a peace that creation responds to. You don't need to say a word. Your presence is the message. And when the innocent recognize it, that's confirmation. Mark 6. God speaks to you through dreams and signs. The world calls them coincidences, but you know better. You've had dreams that felt too real. You've seen numbers repeating at just the right moments. You've received messages, scriptures, or symbols that seemed tailor-made for what you were going through. This is no accident. It's communication. God speaks in many ways. Through dreams, visions, people, situations. The problem is not that he's silent. It's that we often forget how to listen. The chosen live by divine guidance. They're not guided by trends or fear, but by spirit. So when you see those signs, pay attention. Write them down. Pray about them. Because often, the answers you've been looking for are already surrounding you. You just have to slow down and listen. Mark 7. Your prayers shift reality. Now, we come to the final and most powerful mark. When you pray, things happen. I'm not talking about reciting words. I mean, when your heart cries out to heaven, the atmosphere shifts. Doors open, chains break, healing begins, and peace returns. Why? Because your voice carries weight in the spirit realm. Elijah prayed, and the rain stopped. He prayed again, and it returned. Paul and Silas sang in prison, and the earth shook. These weren't just stories. They were patterns. The chosen ones don't just pray. They partner with heaven. Their prayers align with God's will, and that kind of prayer is unstoppable. If you've ever witnessed a moment where your prayer was answered in a way you couldn't explain, that wasn't luck. That was legacy. The legacy of the chosen. But with this power comes responsibility. How do you use your voice? Are you praying for temporary things or eternal impact? Because when a chosen one prays with purity, heaven listens. And now, one final thought. If you've made it this far, I want you to know something. None of this is a coincidence. You were led to hear this message for a reason. Something in your soul is waking up. You're remembering what you already knew, but had forgotten. The world may never understand the marks you carry, but God does. And He placed them there for a reason. Now it's your turn to choose, to stop hiding, to stop doubting, and to start walking in the identity God already gave you. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to say yes. So say it out loud, in your heart, or write it where it matters most. I carry the marks of the chosen ones. I choose God, and He has chosen me. And when you do, the journey will never be the same. Because the moment you stop running from who you are is the moment everything begins to change.